please don't be hard on yourselves and think that you need to understand, digest, practice and integrate everything presented to you, because when else in life is that a good thing? If I go to the gym and I'm doing weights or something like that, if I lifted all the weights, all easily, took it all in my stride, easy. That is a workout that was not conducive to really anything in my life. Now I come back to you and go, oh my God, I failed on every set. I tried to do it. I got the first rep and the second rep I just failed. I just couldn't even lift. I couldn't even make it and I couldn't even think of what I had to do. By the time I got to the next exercise, that exercise is going to get me fitter, stronger, faster the next day. Now, if I did that every day, if every technique was that challenging, then you're probably overtrained and your jiu-jitsu would go downhill. But pushing yourself to failure. In the gym, that just means, I can't do anymore. But in jiu-jitsu, it means, why has he got it? Why has she got it? I can't get it. Every time I do it, it's different. What, is it meant to be the left or the right? Which leg now? I can't get this out. That's failure. That's pushing yourself to the pushing yourself to the limit of your ability to learn. Okay? That is a very important thing, whether you're doing career development, relationship development, or anything like that. So I just want to say, guys, if you ever learn something and you don't get it like that, or you didn't feel smooth with it, that is normal. Let's look at something much simpler than that. Free throw shot in basketball. I know I'm tall, but I suck at basketball. So who's the best basketball player free throw in the world right now? I don't know. You tell me. Just name a name, because I know no names.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Fantastic. So, Steph Curry I get 8 hours of private lessons with Steph Curry, 1 hour. Let's say 1 hour private lesson. Cost me $10 million and he teaches me how to shoot baskets. How many baskets do I shoot out of 10 after I work with him for an hour? 3. I could probably only shoot 1 out of 10 now, so 3 might be drastic. But in jiu-jitsu, we expect 10 out of 10 baskets once we've been shown it for 10 minutes. Crazy. But that basketball hoop is inert. You guys are doing this against training partners whose bodies move and change as an independent variable, and God forbid you get it in class. And now I go to roll with her at the end of class, and what happens? She tries to screw me over. Like we're meant to be friends, but that basketball hoop is shooting balls back at me and moving. And that would be crazy to expect results. Yet we expect that in jiu-jitsu. Just remember, if it was basketball, you wouldn't expect that, and that's a hoop that stays still. Okay? So now let's look at the granddaddy of all leg locks from the granddaddy of all positions. I worked with, if you guys know Lachlan Giles' gym, Absolute MMA in Australia, where Craig Jones comes from. Craig Jones and I are from the same hometown, same suburb. And let's just look at their current approach for finishing heel hooks. Heel hooks have a bad reputation. Inverted heel hooks even more so. Why? Because they're freaking dangerous and they work. Yet, if I was no martial arts experience and I lived in the ghetto, you give me a Glock 9mm to carry as my gun. That's a really dangerous thing that could cause horrific destruction. But in the correct hands, that's a very valuable weapon because of that power to keep me or my loved ones safe. So heel hooks are the same thing, guys. We don't need to go around shooting people. We don't need to go around heel hooking girls and guys in our academy and hurting them. But they got a bad reputation because they weren't predictable. They say, I didn't get a chance to tap, my knee snapped, because they're rotating. If you know about physics, we start looking at force and rotation, it becomes extrapolated. And it's very hard to predict. Is it going to break? Every time. Can we do it slowly? So what we want to do is we want to be able to do our inverted heel hooks from a position where we cannot be counter heel hook, which will be our inside ushi, 411, honey hole, saddle, call it whatever you like. And I'm going to show you how to do it with no rotation, because the best guys in the world do not rotate heel hooks. That's 10 years old, it's dangerous, and it doesn't work at a high level to get a catastrophic break. It injures your ligament, and everyone was so scared about it that they believed the hype. I was in a couple of black belt pro grappling matches and I go, yes, I've got the heel hook. Boom, it popped. Oh, he didn't tap. That's okay, I'll do more. Oh, I can't. It was a lie. I was fed a lie. That a tap means it will snap after that. But no one's going, yes, snap it. I'll be the test dummy. But we now know that bridging heel hooks absolutely destroy the knee. He's a really nice guy, but my last professional grappling opponent that I had at the Australian Grappling Championships Team Series, which is like the big Australian event, he didn't walk for 3 months. He had a complete detachment rupture of his MCL. He had to have full knee surgery, and he couldn't put any weight on his leg for 3 months, okay? So to me, I didn't want to cause that injury, but as a jiu-jitsu practitioner, we owe as a responsibility to ourselves and to our students to make sure that our techniques work. I know that if I hit someone in the jaw with a right cross correctly, they're going to go down. That's why we all teach it. So let's look at that for the heel hook. So where's my demonstration partner? Can I borrow you, please, sir? So guys, this has got to be real quick because I'm out of time. But if you just lay on your back for me, where's Professor Brad? Professor Brad, what's the maximum time I can go to? You gotta be careful saying that to me. Okay guys, so we talked about we can't get through people's guards, but we were referring when we went for the straight footlock to their legs being on the outside. Okay, outside control. But what does everyone want these days? Like inside control, right? So ultimately it's sometimes only one of my right leg will be in the middle. So what is the statistically most common pass in jiu-jitsu? Who knows? Yeah, knee slice. What foot do I put forward? And what way do I go? That way. Just like everybody, including me for the record. But that's really wonderful because with predictable variables come predictable outcomes. So if I spend my whole life like every other Tom and Jerry and slide this way, he gets used to it. So what side does everyone hold knee shield on? This side. That's why we just practice it like that. So I'm going to show you what I do. I come for my knee slice here, I'll be trying, and he's holding on to my foot. You know when they hold on to your foot like that? Fast. And I can't get it out. Okay, some of you have got small feet, I do not. So when he's holding on to my foot, I back step and I control his far leg, okay? Do not worry, you can do that heel slip ankle lock here, guys, but I've done this like 3 times at Worlds. I've broken the anterior tibialis tendon straight away, and the guys never tap because they never got a chance to tap, okay? So this attack is cool, but it just tears a tendon. Doesn't tend to make high-level guys tap. So let's have a look at that entrance. This is very simple, guys. I'll show you a few entrances to get to here, but I just want to show you how to finish inside heel hooks because the old days of rotation are gone. It's not safe, it doesn't work. So I'm here with my right foot in, I step back and I bring my knee to my heel. I collect the far leg, I put it under, and I can triangle off my legs if I wish. I do not need to, I can go foot to foot or knee to foot, no problem, okay? As long as I have a joint contact. So from this position here, we can start getting into this, but let's have a look at other ways we can get here. Again, this will be more valuable for you to review on the footage for your latest study. So if he's up, standing up, I'm just going to get into this position a few different ways. What is he going to do from here, guys? To get past Mashi-Garami, what's the escape? Yeah, push the foot off my hip. So I block and I come down here. My right knee hits him in the hamstring. I lift his, no, don't roll. If he rolled like that, you could do the leg bar we just did. But balance, you're a freaking good jiu-jitsu guy. So I kick him up, and now I control the far leg. I triangle off, and look, we're in the exact same position. Okay, just on the other side. All right, so that's our reverse X elevation. Okay, very easy to do. Reverse X elevation. Okay, it seems fancy, but it's probably the easiest way. For those of you who compete in the gi and IBJJF, I did that all through brown belt at Worlds and stuff, and I submitted everyone from here. But instead of looking at my reverse heel hook, what did I do? Because did you know this is allowed in the gi? This is not reaping. Just so you know, that technique that I just did is not illegal under IBJJF. Okay, because the leg's on this side. So I don't heel hook because that wouldn't be allowed in IGF. What do you do? Sit down for a knee bar. That's why I knee barred so many people at brown belt. The referees and the guys are like, is this allowed? And meanwhile, I'm like, snap. Okay, so there's lots of different ways to get into that position. Okay, from the most elementary perspective, I could just be doing things like this. Okay, so leg dragging, I go to leg drag. What do high level guys do when they leg drag? They bring the other foot around like this. Yeah, which means I can just sit my foot through and take, all right? So there's lots of ways to get in there, but most importantly is now how we finish. So what I want is I want everyone over on this side so you can see. I want everyone over here so they can see what I'm doing. Jump over here for me, matey. All right, guys, so you know the old Western gunslinger fights? What do you call them, like Western, you know what I'm talking about, where two guys stand and they go, pew, shoot off? Shoot it? Duel? Where? Yeah, okay, whatever that is. Okay, that thing. All right, the cowboy thing. So, wait, isn't it called a Mexican's? Okay, whatever it's called. Everyone's telling 10 different names. That, the thing. Okay, the problem with that is one person gets shot every time. I don't care for those odds. If you do 2 of those matches, you should die. Okay, so what we're going to try to do is by attacking inside Ashi, he can't attack my legs. Okay, I can attack heel hooks from outside Ashi like this, but it's not good because the outside heel hook isn't strong. And when I cross him over and I'm in 50-50, he has the same access to my heel as I do to his. Okay, so people used to go to what we call 80-20, like this. But then people like Lachlan Giles realize that when they secure the heel, he can kick his leg flat and he can get my knee back in, and now I lose. So 50-50 has lost its safety. Okay, it's like a shootout. I don't want a shootout. I want to be the guy on top of the Western Saloon bar with my rifle that shoots him as he comes into town. All right, I don't want to stand in the street and say, ready, set, go. I say, ready, set, I shot you 10 minutes ago. Okay, so I want to be in this position where my feet are safe. And now we start to have a look at how to attack this foot. So we started from here, okay, this position, where we're controlling the secondary leg. Again, there is this attack, but I find it just injures people. So the first thing we're going to do is prevent him from doing this, because that's the biggest fear. So watch what we do. Remember how we use that elbow wedge? We're going to use it again. Now come over here. Now, when we get the heel, let's have a look at this heel hook. When you get the heel, guys, your wrist, again, remember this styloid head of the radius bone we were talking about, the little lump here? That goes underneath the heel with your thumb metacarpal resting on the back here. Okay, we then set our fulcrum and lock. Okay, so traditionally we would rotate from here. So traditionally, I hold the heel, I pull the toes into the armpit, I row my elbow back. My forearm and the foot must be at a parallel line. I do not want my forearm like this. This is how people used to do heel hooks. Slip your heel off my forearm. I was holding that. Okay, watch, I'll hold it even tighter, slip. That's what happens at black belt level when people don't panic and just tap. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to put a bone, so watch my elbow go back so it's parallel with the foot, not his tib and fib, his metatarsals. And now I put my thumb here, now slip that. It's a bone. It's a bone. Okay? Slip now. It's meat. Okay? I set. Now, if I start rotating, it's horrible. Why? Because it's unpredictable. It doesn't always work. And most importantly, we'll do this very slowly, just follow it. Follow, 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 follow. Oh no, the knees slipped out. So we can't really have rotations at effective level, especially once you guys, if you get into competing no-gi and you start fighting on fight to wins and pro shows, you roll to the edge of the stage and they will restart you from your feet. Good luck getting them the second time. Okay, so we really want to be able to control the action. And this was something that guys like Lachlan Giles, if you saw in ADCC, taking out 3 black belt world champions that outweighed him by 60 pounds, this is why he was able to do it. Pull the heel to get the toes in your armpit. Keep your forearm and his foot in line. Thumb, grip, lock. And I bridge horizontal to the mat. The beauty of this is it's a linear strength progression to break that MCL. So I just hip forward and he taps. Remember, I let his heel go. I can hip all the way. Your knee is snapped in two, okay? So what we want to do, guys, as a little tip, who knows what I need to keep in between my legs here? Need to keep the knee line. His defense is to push my knee and clear his knee out. It's gone. If his knee is out, it's like an armbar when they pull their elbow out past your groin. It's over. And like when someone does that, that can hurt as well. So, when you guys do this, this is more for like the brown and black belts here. I'll actually shorten my control on the knee. Sounds crazy, but it works insanely well. This was something new I added just in the last year. So rather than going deep, we shorten. Seems counterintuitive, but it's not. Got here and I hip in. Okay? I have unlimited strength. Because what are some of the things he will do for the heel hook? He will just hold on to my hands. Just reach up, hold on. Just be a jerk to my hands. Beautiful. Okay? If I'm trying to rotate, just stop me rotating. You'll do a real good job of it. Okay? See how you can stop me rotating? But if I've got him here, you can do the same thing. But now I'm bridging, right? With the bridge here. He can't stop a bridge. Try to stop a human bridging. Try to do it. Try to grab onto their hips and stop them bridging. You can't do it. Can he grab my hands and stop them twisting? Yep. But even if he grabbed this hand and pulled it off, I just bridge here. Okay? You'll always finish it. Okay? So the knee breaks when the line between the heel and the hip is reached by the knee. So if we draw a line here, when the knee reaches that is where it breaks. So I shorten and I hip, boom. See how it's a straight line? That's where it'll tap. As soon as I go past, it will break. So let's just do this a whole bunch of times. I'll do it from this angle here. I'll do it on the other leg. Back step, control, okay? Take my foot out, I can triangle off. Elbow deep, come over, hold. Look at the angle here and bridge. All right, one more time. I'll do it on this side now. Back step, come in, hold the secondary leg. Fall, triangle off your legs. Protect yourself first. Elbow deep, separate. You don't want his legs hanging out together. I've got here and bridge. If I'm in IBJJF, fall down and knee bar. For the black belts here, notice that I'm rotating the leg bar. Look at me going toes down, heel up, now bridging. What's the difference between that and going toes down, heel up, and bridging here? Okay? So now I'm gonna give you the juice. Please respect this and go slow with your partners. We're now gonna work out how to use our upper body as like a pendulum to add force to this. So here's a big tip. Every single leg lock is the same. The foot can't move. The foot can't move if you wanna break a leg. Keep the foot still and you'll break the leg. So with a foot lock, we leant on it, you know, we put all our weight through, we got it. How do we do it in a heel hook? So I'm here with him, I've come in, I've controlled the secondary leg, I move over here. So, we've got here like this. This is so important, but please do this slowly. Remember when we did the ankle lock attack, what did we do? We put our side delt on the mat. But be careful when you do this. Put your side delt on the mat here, and he will tap on the way down. If he didn't, I'll sort of loosen up a bit. If he didn't tap on the way down, now can you move your foot? Right, can you slip your heel? No. Nope. And if I just move 1 millimeter, he taps. 1 millimeter, 0.1% of strength. That's why this is the best attack in Jiu-Jitsu. The least amount of strength, the most amount of safety, even black belts aren't good at it, and it causes the most horrific injury, I believe, in Jiu-Jitsu. All right, let's have some fun. Let's go.